Welcome back to CityLine. I am always happy when people that I have known for years who are doing great work in the community come and sit on the couch, and I am fortunate enough to be the host on the day that they come. And Melannie Denise Cunningham has been, wow, a phenomenal force in civil rights, in human rights, in diversity, and in education for all of the time that I've known her. So welcome to the couch, to the CityLine show.
I'm grateful for all those words. Thank you so much.
It's all true. It's all true. You have been a force. And of course, Pacific Lutheran University is fortunate to have you out there on campus as part of its campus ministry department now. And the work that you've been doing for years is exactly that. It is ministry. So I think it's a good alignment for you. But we're going to talk about the People's Gathering. And the words following that are, it's a Revolution of Consciousness Conference. Okay, so tell me about that title, and February 24th, what is that day going to be like at PLU?
So February 24th at PLU is the day where we're calling the community in. Come on now, come on in. Because where we are right now in our nation's history and our national rhetoric, we need to learn how to talk about race. And so this conference, the People's Gathering, is a conference to teach people how to talk about race. Skills, strategies, tools, all of that.
So tell me about who's sponsoring the conference. Is this a PLU event, or you've got some partners that you want to acknowledge?
Absolutely. So PLU is a partner to the Genesis Housing and Community Development Coalition. And that is a new organization, nonprofit, in the Tacoma area, founded in December of 2015.
Oh, brand new.
Brand new. And stepping out here saying, okay, here we are. And one of the values and mission of the organization is education and training, along with housing, specifically senior housing. And so under the education and training piece, this conference is being offered, and PLU has graciously stepped up as the presenting sponsor. So with venue and also sending people, students, because at PLU, we need to talk about race.
Yes.
We need to learn.
Yes. Doctor, heal thyself, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we should always be starting internal and then working external as well. Let me ask about that day and how people can get registered and the cost.
Okay.
You want to tell me about that?
Absolutely. So professional development, so it's a full day of training.
Okay.
It's $250 for the day. That includes all of your training experience, as well as breakfast and lunch and snacks. And then we have a cultural networking piece afterwards. Because one of the things, Carol, that we've learned in listening, and when I say we, I'm saying the Genesis group, is after the Charleston massacres that happened, where that person went into the church and killed the 9 people and wanted to start a race war.
And Mother Emanuel.
At Mother Emanuel, yes. The grandchildren of the victims went to court and told him, we know that you tried to start a race war, and we're going to forgive you, and hate won't win. So some of you might remember that the city of Tacoma was the first city in the nation to accept the Hate Won't Win challenge, which is to show an act of kindness to someone that's different than you. When we did that a year and a half ago, the feedback that we got from many of our white brothers and sisters is, oh, we're all about that. But we don't know anybody that's different than us, pretty much.
Or very rarely do we come in contact with anybody that we would have an intimate conversation.
Stepping out of your culture, stepping out of this environment where you're surrounded by the same culture.
Well, but
posed a problem.
You and I know, because we've done this work for a long time, that it takes a great deal of courage and self-awareness and some tools. And that's one of the things that you're going to offer at this conference, is some tools for how to engage in that kind of dialogue.
Absolutely.
A dialogue that's more than just a surface conversation, but
people
it's
think
really intimate.
They think that, I got this. But look at, when you start talking about race at the Thanksgiving table, and especially with the national election, and I look at the result of that, the national election, as a gift. You know, I have received it as a gift because I feel like, but for where we are right now with the results of the election, we would not know the depth of divide in the United States and in communities across America.
We would still be operating in the illusion.
That's the problem.
Right.
The world.
Right.
Y'all need to get over that slavery thing. What's the problem? And now we're woke. That's what we're saying. Woke folks. People have awakened, and now they're saying, oh my God, I didn't know. And so I really want to be a part of unity. And so if you know better, you'll do better. And so professional development wise, we're calling it all in, because no matter what you think about race and race relations in America, you can't take that nonsense into your workplace.
And I understand that you've got some pretty big names at least on the public sector side of the house, and nonprofits that are coming and bringing teams of their employees with them, and that's what you really want people to do.
Yes, we want you to
bring your work
teams.
Team with you and come and get some tools for how to dialogue. I had a coworker asking me the other day, how are we going to have these conversations around some of the executive orders, for example, that are coming out right now that are having a divisive effect on people who stand next to each other at work and who have built a community there and now are being divided by some of the things that are happening. Maybe some of what's going to go on at this conference will give them some tools even for that dialogue.
Yes. So let me talk about a couple of things. First of all, who's coming?
Who's coming?
Who's teaching us?
Oh, please tell us.
We have.
And what are they teaching?
Yes. So we will break out into race dialogues. So yes, there will be segregation that day.
Oh.
Yes, it's necessary. So there will be a white dialogue that will be facilitated by Dr. Robin DiAngelo, who is a national expert on whiteness. And then we will be given a history lesson, coming to grips with history, because if you don't know your history, you don't have a foundation to move forward. Dr. Beth Craig, who is PLU professor of history, will be working with us on that. But most importantly, our keynote speaker,
who is it?
We are going to change the narrative on Black men. I'm going to say interrupt the narrative on Black men. And we are bringing forth Dr. Randall Pinkett. This man, he's the author of the book, Black Faces in White Places, Campus CEO. But I
have heard about that book. I'm going to have to get it and read it before he comes.
But he is season 4 winner of The Apprentice.
That's where I've seen that face.
And so he has a very unique insight into 45. That's who I call the person that is running America now. 45.
I heard Lawrence Fishburne use that term the other night when he was promoting Madiba, his new movie, and
so Dr. Pinkett is going to, his presentation is called Redefine the Game. And so folks will be inspired, they will be entertained, but they will also learn. Some of the tools that we will be teaching is called open space technology. And so this is a way to bring up concerns that people may have about different issues, and then how you jump in and really tackle it. And this is from the theories of transformative learning. There's a whole bucket of knowledge called transformative learning. So open space technology comes out of that. We'll be...
we are on a college campus, so we might as well dive into some good theory and models, right?
And we're going to learn about strategic questioning.
Oh, that's my favorite.
The answers that you get are all about the questions that you ask.
It's the question.
How do you raise it? I got that from, at least questioning from Dr. Cornell West, Race Matters.
Yes.
He talked about raising the question. And so if you have these questions this day, no matter how you're feeling, this is going to be a supportive space for you to come and learn how to talk about race. Notice I didn't say safe space, because Dr. DiAngelo will say, this is not the time for you to be safe. You have to step into your discomfort
zone, right? It's the discomfort zone.
Exactly. You sit with it and you learn, and we're going to teach you, we're going to support you, but it's all about what you bring to the table that will manifest your learning. And what I wanted to say about that point is, at this point in time, everything has to be intentional. It's more than just courage. It's about being intentional about your learning and seeking out ways to do better.
And creating an openness to receive new information. And you know you're going to have cognitive dissonance, right? It's going to be a moment because you're going to have to accept the fact that maybe how you saw yourself and how good you thought you were with these things isn't exactly the truth. And you've got some changing and evolving to do on both sides, right?
Exactly.
And so regardless of race or ethnicity, all of us have an opportunity to learn at this conference. So let's make sure people know how to register.
Yes.
And where to register, and get a website out there too.
Absolutely. Yeah. What I do want to say though to the human resources managers around here is it's so important, because I want you to take a look at your risk management and liability budgets, because it's a chance.
This is a compliance opportunity.
You got 50-50 chance that people in your workspace are feeling some kind of way. And this is a preventative way. Send folks to training so that you're going to teach them the right way to act in the workplace. You can do what you need to do when you're home, but when you're at work, this is what's important.
Okay, so you got 30 seconds to get
register at ghcdc.org. That's the Genesis website, and then our Facebook page is the People's Gathering. And again, it's $250 for the day. If you're a student of any kind, you can attend the professional development for $125.
Okay, so making it accessible. Thank you so very much, and thank you to Genesis Housing Development Corporation. It seems like they're going to be a force, as are you. So thanks for being on CityLine today.
And thank you to PLU.
Yes, and to PLU, of course, for hosting the event. And we're going to be right back with Asia Pacific Cultural New Year celebration. It's getting gooder and gooder, so stay right there.